People believe they need a flu shot because they don't believe the body's innate capacity to heal. 4 days of teaching people how to elevate their state increased immunoglobulin A in our research by 50%. Immunoglobulin A is your body's primary defense against bacteria and viruses. It's better than the flu shot. It's better than a flu shot. But that's not the information that people get. So there's a layer of programming that's happening. And the beauty behind all of this is nobody's buying information any longer. I love it. Do you need the sugar pill? Do you need the saline injection? Do you need to perform some false surgery or procedure? Because all they're doing is marrying a clear intention with the elevated emotion of optimism, of possibility, of inspiration. They're changing their state of being. All right, so the depression studies took 8 weeks. Giving the person the pill every day. Most of them thought they were getting the actual substance because they felt so much better. The brain scan showed that they were better. They were getting the placebo. They went back to the researchers and said, I'm sorry, you must have given me the real medication. No, we gave you the placebo. That's how much better they felt. It wasn't one day. They didn't take it once and say, I'm better. They took it for 6 weeks. So then people are so entitled to thinking that the moment they press on their cell phone, they get answers and information. It's not how it works. This is a practice. Every day, changing your state of being. Doing it for 8 weeks without a sugar pill. Just marrying a clear intention and elevated emotion, changing your state of being without any exogenous substance. Sooner or later, you start feeling good. You practice feeling good every day for 8 weeks, you're going to start feeling good. It's just going to be the side effect. It just makes sense. Let's go back to the person who breaks through and stands on the stage that had metastatic carcinoma from breast cancer. This cancer spread throughout her entire body. All she wanted to do was be able to pray again. Her father dragged her to the event. And all she wanted to do was be able to get on her knees and pray. She's a young girl. Couldn't bend over, couldn't walk. She was in so much pain because the cancer was spread through all of her spine. One moment, she was on the stage, couldn't feel any pain in her body, sobbing in tears. I sent her for a PET scan. Not an ounce of cancer in her bones. Where did it go? I mean, what happened there? You see that person on the stage, and our community gets closer. You get people opening their heart. Love bonds. You can't not bond in love. You have to hug, you have to connect, you have to bond. It's whether you're a man hugging a man, a woman hugging a woman, a man hugging a woman, something happens where we are connecting. And so when you see that person, the first one, stand on the stage and tell that story, just like an infection can spread amongst the community and create disease, all of a sudden health and wellness are as infectious as disease. And I just say to my staff, get out of the way. 4 people with Raynaud's syndrome in one event, all healed. 2 people with Parkinson's, psychiatrist and another lady allergic to everything in her life. She came with a ventilator and a mask. And in the middle of the event, she's in the front of the room dancing around, no mask, no nothing. When you start seeing people freeing themselves from their own limitations, the energy in the room, it's not just the energy in the room, it's the coherence in the room. Because if your heart is coherent, and I'm sitting right next to you, and my field is coherent, and I'm interfering with your field, and those 2 fields come together, the union of those 2 fields, the interference is going to create a higher wave. Higher wave, higher energy. Now there's energy in the room for healing. Now there's energy in the room for the mystical, and the interference starts creating doors. Interference patterns of fractal geometry that are doors to dimension. The collective is entraining them into the same frequency. And what is that frequency? Love, gratitude, hopefulness for the greatest good. And so then the collective then moves as one mind, as one heart. And the collective begins to entrain the weak. The collective begins to care for the other ones that are falling behind, not because they want to run to their dream, but because they want to help people realize their dream, because that's important to them. You can't not care. You can't not be present. You can't not be kind. And you see a man show up in a wheelchair from a stroke, completely disabled. His daughter wheeled him around that whole event. And he had a profound moment the very last day. And he went back, she wheeled him into the house, he could walk. He got up in the morning, he showered for the first time in 10 years, got dressed, walked. His wife was having breakfast. He walked down to the store, to the restaurant, and asked if he could sit down and have breakfast. She went absolutely crazy. To me, I don't know, that's better than a sports car. That feeling to me is worth all the gold in the world. That person then, whose daughter was riddled with a brain injury from a child, that never looked at her brothers, never was present, never could talk, was still and frozen, who's now looking at her brothers and laughing and hugging them and smiling and trying to talk. If you are going to stay defined by a memory of the past, you will not keep up with this culture, because we are creating a global culture. So then, what defines the vision of the future to change a culture? And the answer is a very clear intention, a clear purpose combined with an elevated emotion. And when you combine a clear intention, like a vision of the future, along with an elevated emotion of inspiration and joy, you will create an empowered individual. You have to feel empowered in order for your success to show up. You have to feel abundant for your wealth to find you. You have to be in gratitude for you to create the life that you want. And by you teaching your body emotionally what that future could feel like ahead of the actual experience is changing your biology. Because most people wait for something outside of them to change how they feel inside of them. And when something outside of them changes how they feel inside of them, they pay attention to whoever or whatever caused that, and they create a memory. That's the old model of reality of cause and effect, waiting for something outside of you to take your pain away inside of you. The new model of reality is about causing an effect. That means then you have to feel gratitude every day for your new experience to occur. You can't wait for your success to feel empowered. You have to be empowered to create the success. And when you teach people how to do this, and they move into a new state of being, they begin to create the life that they want.
Well, it's both. And what I look for is some sort of, I call it a graphical representation of what you want. And a vision board is a very popular way of doing it, because a vision board is pretty much like a big poster board, and people have cut out pictures of what they want. So I had a ride over here in a Mercedes. So if I wanted a Mercedes, I might go on Google and conjure up a bunch of different, search for a bunch of different images, find one that really makes me excited, print it, cut it out, and put it on the vision board. And if there was a particular house, like you lived in San Diego at one point, there's some wonderful mansions and old style Mediterranean homes near the water. And if I wanted one of those, I'd find some sort of image of it, cut it out, and put it on the vision board. The idea is I don't want to just think it. I need to communicate to my subconscious mind that this is my next desire. And so if I can see the image of it and see it a lot, that's the repetition part of it, I will be communicating to my mind that this is what I would like to attract into my life. And so vision boards are very popular, and I tell people your vision board can be on your phone, it can be on your refrigerator, it can be something that's on your dashboard, it can be something that's by your bathroom, bedroom mirror, any number of these. You want to see it, you want to stumble across it. So it's not just thinking about it, because your mind can just go off in a different direction and bring you a different image. You need to be reminded of it. You want to put that up there and say, there's that house, there's that car, there's that bank account, whatever it happens.
Okay. And should I have different images for different parts of my goals, like a house maybe, or certain thing in my business, or certain things in my relationships, or my body, or?
Yeah, that is a great question. There's mixed information on that. My own view is focus on one thing at a time. If you focus on one thing at a time, you are a missile, targeted and sending a powerful signal right into your subconscious mind.